Hello, friends. Welcome. Welcome. Good to see everybody. I'll give everybody a minute to log on and then we will get started. We are live on YouTube. Those of you on YouTube, feel free to throw me a wave or a hi. I hope you guys are well. Hi, friends. Oh, let's see if I can get my, oh, that's why. Give everybody a minute to log on and my delay here. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome. So we've got a wild night tonight. So I tried to condense everything the best I could and do some graphics so it's visually easy. But then again, you guys know I can tend to go off on my tangents, so bear with me. Tonight it's gonna be an interesting truth tribe more because I've simplified it down, but it's trying to compact everything that's coming at you right now so you can understand it's unavoidable. Okay, that's where we're at. And so the biggest thing I want you guys to tap into tonight is just what wave of energy am I looking into? What does the future look like for me? And what do I want to tap into? Okay, so we're gonna get started. And then I'll let everybody kind of tap in as they usually do. All right. Let's see here. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Truth Tribe. I'm Daune Thompson. Thank you all for being here. You're all perfect, exactly where you are in this right now moment, even though I know it doesn't feel right. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you, as hard as that is to believe for all of us. Some days it just is a lot. Remember that I love you very much. And Truth Tribe is always to eliminate yourself, illuminate, I want to say eliminate too, stuff, low self-awareness. You illuminate your self-awareness of your health, your wealth, and your love. I don't believe we need 20 years of therapy anymore. Really, you need clarity right now. And you don't need astrology. You don't need an astrology chart for Truth Tribe, but it sure helps. So go to my website, ideserveitnow.com, tap on tools. If you don't have yours, scroll to free birth chart and you can print one there. Tonight, we're not going to tap in to your astrology chart. So take a little break from that, but we do use them. So if you haven't been on my calls, go get run or go type in, go tap into the Zodiac Wills Your Medicine and get the Z book. It's a mini PDF and it will walk you through your hot spots that we talk about. Okay. So tonight it's a topic that I was like, okay, I'm going to combine all this together into one so you can see what's happening. Tonight, the 1111, matrix mind, numerology, shadows, and 2025, your future. Okay, they're all popping up, and that's what we are going to kind of combine in one discussion. What is actually happening on the earth energetically that is shaking your energetic system, and you're all feeling it right now? I felt it today. Today, we even had this insane Schumann resonance spike where it was such a spike that we had another timeline shift. So we're doing these jumps and you don't know what's happening, but you can feel something's happening. You can feel something's not right. Then all of a sudden you're fine. It's just this weird unknown, but it's still clarity. Okay. You're feeling all of your hot spots, shadows, your shadow side, the side we don't want to look at, and they're showing up, right? And so you're feeling the shadows of all your hot spots in your own energetic personality grid, which is why I bring up to you in every course, every discussion, self-awareness astrology, right? A self-awareness blueprint, personality blueprint. You don't have, if you don't have my mini ebook, as I said earlier, locate your hot spots and figure out where it is on your birth chart. That's where your shadows are sitting on these 4 spots, my friends. So go grab it. Go to ideserveitnow.com and just go to programs or courses. You can get it there, or go to my Facebook or Instagram. Just comment or DM the word all caps ZBOOK, and I'll send you the link to find your actual self-awareness shadows. But tonight I bring that up because I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? I'm not going to go there because I bring it up all the time. Tonight, we're going to skip your soul blueprint in that level on your chart. We're going to simplify this down even more, and we're going to discuss it in numerology. So I'm going to have you work your numbers tonight. So if you don't have a pen and paper as we're talking, go grab one, okay? Those who are struggling the most right now are because of self-awareness avoidance. Nothing more, okay? Remember, and when I say this, you're all perfect. You're just aware or you're not of yourself. We don't care about other people. Remember, we've always talked about this in Truth Tribe. We don't care what's going on with them. If you don't know yourself, it's going to get you trippy. So when someone lacks self-awareness, they're lacking self-honesty within themselves because it scares them to see their shadows and to see that dark stuff or the stuff insecurities, I don't want to admit that that's mine. Okay. It's not that something's wrong with them or you, or what's right with you or any of that, right? It's your ego. And it's simply a self-awareness choice to see your own shadows, be honest with yourself on where they impact your growth or they cause you restriction. Okay. So fear of seeing it is fear of losing who you were over who you want to be. Okay. So this matrix mind is having a hard time right now because it's the ego getting starved, and it loves, you guys, it loves eating negative cookies. It really loves it. If you don't have my Elevate course, go get that one. It's a very short 3-mini video course that'll tell you where your negative shadows sit on your emotional scale. So what has happened, as I discussed last week on Wednesday, we've jumped into a quantum higher frequency timeline. We went from here and we just jumped over. And I talked about this on my social media last week on Wednesday. So if you haven't seen it, you can go re-listen. And a lot of us are confused right now how to proceed. Okay. Our matrix minds, that's where the matrix sits. It's in your mind and how you think, wants us to go back to ego safety protocols that are old, unaware habits, which is the ego mind, okay, which is the programmed mind. And so as I teach in that Elevate course, your subconscious, as I call it, your iPod playlist, the songs or the thoughts or the word that you play all the time, has been programmed by your ego, which is your shadow, or as I personally call it, your shadow beast, because it becomes mean. And the beast is now getting hungry, my friends. And it's going to literally start try to poke you, ask you, go look, go vibrate out starvation. We're starving for what makes us feel safe, where you're not giving it attention that it wants. And it's used to negative attention, uncomfortable things, things that you don't, insecurities. It's used to attending to and seeing where you're insecure. And so it's needing any morsels of negative cookies that it can get. That's what's happening. And so where you are in your mind, if you are not self-aware of your own bullshit and your shadows and where they can creep up on you, that beast, it's like it comes back from behind and it comes appearing as thoughts and beliefs and actions and interactions, nudging you like, hey, hey, you haven't fed me any negativity or negative programs so that we can feel that we're safe. That's all we know. And you're going to feel frustrated and disappointed, and arguments or health issues or crises come up because you're applying it and going, oh, that must be it. And you go into these scenarios that you know you don't want, you know they're not, good for you. They're not in your highest good, yet that's where we go. Okay. And so this is why I teach self-awareness astrology, so you can understand where your shadows are and where your beast is going to get hungry and beg you to give it comfort and security and control. Okay. But this isn't a difficult thing if you have self-awareness of who you are, and you can use anything, astrology, Enneagram, numerology, Myers-Briggs, there's so many versions out there, okay? I was going to give you a whole list, but there's so much, okay? So if you have a logical brain and you're like, oh, I'm uncomfortable, I'm anti-astrology, I don't want to do an astrology assessment, which to me, there's so many versions out there to help you see. My 4 hotspot system are simply to break down these 4 hotspots on your personal DNA blueprint that I've designed to learn your basic shadows. Now, when you learn them, you can turn them into light. Okay. Once you learn them and you bring the light into them, they actually turn you into this powerful soul-driven lighthouse instead of a matrix mind that's ego controlled by low frequency shadows. But it all looks like external energy. And whatever you're drawn into, whatever you're pulled into, whenever you're watching repeated, they're going to do it, they're bad, they're good, they're bad, that's pulled into that negative energy. And so then we go, oh my God, and it puts you into that fear state. Then ego has to make you feel safe. And then we do something that we don't want or like or want to repeat. That simple. So you tend to use other people as your experiences or your experiences with them as your excuse or your label of good and bad, or they're right and wrong, right? And you're better and they're not, instead of saying, this is just who I am. This is what I need to do. This is where I need to grow. So your matrix mind is now, when you're going into that place of this is who I am, it's what I want to be, the matrix mind is going to get starved, and that ego has become like this little monster, and now it's going into that beast mode, begging you to interact, engage, socialize, just hunger for negative experiences so you can feel better about yourself. And I'm asking you to say no. Okay. Once you know yourself and you can understand what my soul wants or does not want, and if it's a not want, you have to ask yourself, I'm going to go back into my carefully laid out plan of my health, wealth, and love plan for me. So what is healthy love? What is healthy wealth? What is a healthy body plan for wealth? Right? Since I know who I want to be, I'm going to stay there. It's not about other people. It's not about criticizing other people. It's not about them doing anything wrong. It's about you understanding how you show up, and it feels so much more peaceful. Okay. So now that we've jumped timelines into this new soul awareness timeline, that's where people who haven't been looking at their souls are like, what do I do? You know, like, oh my God. So those have already been doing the internal work. It starts to become a lot easier, and you start to realize, okay, it's okay to be you. It's okay to shine. It's okay to not worry about other people and their labels of you, or their manipulation of you, or their judgment of you, or their attachment of who you need to be so they can be okay. And once you step into that, you're going to notice how much faster your external reality shifts, where your soul's sun, S-U-N, can shine from within, shining all the fractals of your personality, of your blueprint, of your DNA, of your astrology wheel, of your personality habits that are high frequency. All aspects and every single part of yourself, your money, your communication, family, security, romance, sex, beliefs, career, public, your mental health, all of it. Okay. Nothing externally can determine that if you're shining your light into that. So your soul will be shining so bright that all things that you dream with clarity are going to start showing up because you're matching them. So to simplify tonight, let's talk about jumping ahead, okay, into the new year of 2025 and going, okay, I don't want to get locked into my matrix mind of old shadow beast negative morsel cookies. I don't want to, no more cookies for that beast, right? You don't want to give it a cookie. And so if we jump ahead to 2025 energy for just think about it, you got about 6 weeks left. You're going to go into an energetic frequency that you're going to get pulled into. So instead of using your chart tonight, I want you to understand, okay, I'm going to prepare for what 2025 is looking like for me and what is it pulling me into. So instead of using your chart tonight, we're going to work through your numerology and your personal year that's coming up for 2025. And you're going to say, but Dawn, how do you know, right? Some years have sucked ass for me, Dawn. Yeah, I know, me too. And you're absolutely right. And then some years you're working through some difficult shadow stuff, and some years then you're like, but they were beautiful and easy and peaceful and gliding like flowing like water. Those were lit up parts of your chart and your DNA and your personality. So in order for you to prepare and plan so you're not fighting against yourself, let's go check and see what energy wave, right, your personality is going into, I should say, into 2025 within the next 6 weeks. And you're feeling it. You're feeling this letting go of the old, letting go of the wave of energy you were on in 2024, and you're going to be pushing into that 2025 frequency. Why am I bringing this up? Okay. Because you're about to go into a Mercury retrograde, which I'll discuss at the planetary update in a minute. But it's what we're feeling literally like 4 or 5 different frequency shifts, and they're all coming at you at once. And you're like, whoa. So if you can prepare for where you're going, you won't take all this current stuff so overwhelming. So in order to determine what kind of year, let's determine what kind of year energetically, what the wave of energy is going to be for you personally in 2025. And energetically, all you need to do is calculate your numerology personal year. And it's determined by taking, I want you to write down your birthday, the day of the month, your birth month, write down the number of the month. And then we're going to walk into writing down the year we're walking into. So it's like you would be born I'm going to bring up a chart for you here in a second. January 2nd, 2025. Write those numbers down. And the reason I bring that up because numerology shows today is 11/11. So instead of astrology, when you look at this crazy update, right? What did these numbers mean? What is 11/11 so special about? Because it's the number one, new beginnings. And if you think about that, it's 4 times as potent as it would be if it was just one. And it's so about you laying a foundation and saying, crystal clarity, universe, this is what I want. Okay, so hold on. Let me pull up on the screen here. I'm going to show you guys. Let me show you my screen. Okay. Okay. So if you look at this screen, I'm going to, I'll spread the whole thing out for you in a minute. Okay. But I want you guys to be able to see this. Okay. So when you look at this Pythagorean, the Pythagoras number chart, this is the numerology chart. And so we're going to add up your birthday. So remember, write down the day of your birth, the month of your birth on a piece of paper. And so for example, when you look at this number chart, you can create the understanding frequency of names of your own birthday or your personal year energy. It works for everything. I'll stretch out the years in a minute. So for example, if your birthday is January 2nd, 1, 2, and we're going to put in this year coming up, 2025, when you add those numbers up, 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 5, right? That's basically 3 plus this 2025 is a 9, you get 13. You're going to keep deducing it down to a 1 digit. So 1 plus 3, this person would be in a 4 year, okay? And so your energy path for the rest of that next 2025 is to focus on a 2025 year. And so if you start looking at this and you go, okay, right, if your personal year is a 1, that's the new chapter, the new you, a new 9-year cycle kicks off because there's only 9 numbers in the Pythagoras number system, okay? And so it's all about fresh starts and bold adventures and setting clear goals, stepping into leadership with confidence, taking action. If you're a personal year, slow down. It's a year about balance and deepening your relationships, both personal and professional. Find joy, small things, right? Focus on your actually makes you happy. Practice asking for help. Number 3, if you have a personal year and you have a year that comes out of 3, social butterfly season. This is your year to express yourself with your words, with your writing, with your communication, with your voice. Grounding, number 4, personal year 4 is grounding time. Build a strong foundation, right? Lay out serious plans for your health and roll up your sleeves because it's about to get very steady and strong on that timeline. All right, when you look at a personal year 5, it's about adventure, right? Embracing change, staying flexible, let go of what's holding you back, travel, explore, open your mind, okay? It's time to expand your horizons and your belief systems. If your personal year 6, your nature mode has been activated. This year's all about family and self-care and community. Remember though, you can only give what you have. So make sure you take care of yourself first. That's what a 6 year is. You're being called to care for others, but you can't forget to fill your own cup first. If you have a personal year 7, deep dive into the big questions of your life. Who am I, right? You're here to explore what truly matters to you and embrace the alone time. It's not loneliness, my friends, it's discovery. So seek wisdom and inner clarity, reflect who you are, find out what your new beliefs are. If you have a personal year 8, this is your power move. This is your business move. This is your money moves. This year's all about stepping into your achievement, making big decisions. This is about you stepping into your leadership, my friends. And then if you are in the 9, the last year, it's a wrap-up year. Okay, closure and release. It's your year of reflection. So be okay with letting things go. Celebrate your journey. Let go of what no longer serves you. Make room for fresh beginnings this next year. This is your final year cycle, and you start that following year as a 1. Now, remember, I will absolutely put this back onto the Truth Tribe wall so you guys can save it and download and use the letters. I'm showing you this because at the bottom, you can see you can do this with the name as well. So if you look at the bottom down here, you can see my name, D, right, is a 4, A is a 1, U is a 3, N is a 5, E is a 5. And those, when you start adding it up, you end up with 18, which is deduced down to a 9. Thompson gets made into a 39. And then the whole thing, when you add 9 plus 39, you break it down into finally a 3. Okay, when you keep adding them together and you go, wait a minute, nope, what do those add up to? Now, what do those add up to? And pretty soon they break down and you add them down to when they become one number. My name is a 3. A 3, whether it's a personal year or any year, is speaking. I speak for a living. You can do a name. I do my businesses. I check the vibration, the frequency of a business. I check all of those things. So this is where the numbers in the universe, why people keep talking about 1111. Energy, money, numbers, what does it feel like? The vibration of this tells you exactly what each number means. So the year ahead, again, I will post this, but let's simplify this a little bit, okay? Let's simplify this down for you a bit. Let's simplify how you're going to walk into 2025 with confidence and awareness and respect for the energy wave that you're going into. Right? For me, it's been an insanely stressful, overwhelming year. My health caught up to me, not a negative, but I'm like, it's just time to lay down my health and get stronger. And I have been. So I've already felt walking into that. And then my security and foundation and how I structure and reordered my business. So it's cleaner and simpler. Now I'm walking into that to lay it out on a more simplistic basis and not overwhelm. That's a 4-year. That's where I'm going into. Look at your year on every health, wealth, and love topic, as well as look at the shadows. The other thing you can do is look at the shadows of the hotspot houses that you have right now. They are going to come up. And lastly, go and look and see where Pluto is transiting. So go look for Aquarius in your birth chart and go look for Saturn, where Pisces is in your birth chart. And you're going to wake up and go, whoa, oh my gosh, I should slow down. Or, wow, I should, I do get lost in my shadows. Or I can step into my confidence. Or, oh my gosh, I'm being nudged to go lead. I'm in an 8-year. I've been a little bit wishy-washy in that department. Maybe it's time for me to step the fuck up and lead. Or, wow, it's a learning period. It's time to really embrace it and download what I feel insecure about so I can learn more about this topic or that topic or what I need to do, right? My greatest mission is to be who my soul shines brightest. Where is that for you? And if you try and go, I'm going to double up, I'm going to do my business, I'm going to make money, I got to lead, and you're in a healing year, you're going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be frustrating. If it's a socializing year and you're holed up and don't want to socialize and don't open up and don't give your information out, you're going to be frustrated. If you're trying to let things go and you're in a new year starting fresh, it's going to be frustrating. So it's a really, really important that you understand with these hotspots and your numerology year coming up for your soul. That's yours, not mine. You're going to notice a difference of preparedness walking into the new year, no matter what happens. So nobody can get you rattled. So yes, if you have your hotspot, right, get the Z book, follow along, check your 4 hotspots on your own chart and see what shadows are appearing. So tonight, I just simply want you to allow them, whatever shadows are surfacing in those 4 spots, those 4 houses, circle the theme that you're picking up, and then look at what you're walking into and go, okay, time to raise my game in that theme, that personal numerology year for me. That's what's happening to all of you. Okay. And you're all feeling it. So remember, everybody really quick, set the mantra, set the timeline. It's 11:11. Everybody repeat after me out loud. What if I teleport into my dream reality now? Clap 3 times. I teleport into my dream reality now. And own it. What if I did that? How would I feel? You'd have to raise all those 4 hotspots into power spots. That's where we're going, my friends. Okay. Why is this happening? Let me get you into the planetary update and then you'll understand. Why am I prepping you? Because if you don't have tools and you don't know what you're walking into, you're gonna get frustrated because you're gonna try to keep doing matrix mind, old way, old way, old way. All right. Today is November 11th, 11/11. That's why they're calling this the 11/11 portal. Now, remember, like I said, it's the number 1 4 times, or 1111 adds up to 4, which is lay a foundation, lay clarity, get clear about what you want. So you can make it a 4 or you can make it a starting new. 4 times as powerful. So you've got to get clarity of what you're thinking. And do you want this, or do you want more clarity and vision? What's happening with that 111, my friends? The universe is taking a snapshot of your thoughts and asking you, is this what you want? If not, correct your thoughts and clear it. What is that dream reality? And be very crystal clear about it and tell us. We're in. We gotcha. We'll guide you. That's your sonar energy. Okay. Next, on Friday, there is a full moon in Taurus, the sign of wealth, money, worth, value. Not only about your own paper money, but what do you value and what are you worth and what makes you feel beautiful. Taurus is ruled by Venus, the planet of beauty and love. So what do you love? Full moons, remember, are closure. And so they're asking you again with 111, walking into this full moon, okay, if we're going to close all that out, planting a new seed for a new cycle so you can raise your value. How do you want to save? What do you want to invest? What do you want to change? What do you want to let go of? Maybe you want to let go of debt. Maybe you want to change how you work, what kind of money, what your value is, what you charge. All things count there. Yes, it's going to count in the external world. Yes, you're going to see different money systems changing. Yes, you can expect it, but that's not a negative. Everything has a high frequency or a low frequency. You're just going to have to choose the higher timeline, the higher road. Okay. Then next, this month is power packed, my friends. Pluto, I kept warning you and preparing you and prepping you. Pluto is in Aquarius for the next 20 years in 8 days. So you're already there. Pluto rules death and rebirth. We're in the Phoenix, my friends. What will you let go of and rebirth into? What gives you freedom to live your truth? Where in your birth chart is Aquarius? That's what you need to look for, because that's the area you have to look and see, do I need to advance to the next level of my life in that category of my chart, in that category of my life? If you just find where Aquarius is, that house is going to be impacted. Your whole life will be impacted, but you're going to feel it there like, let's let go of that and start something better, the next level. Let's 10x that. That's what it's going to do, and it's already there. So you've got all these whammies. Now, if that wasn't enough, why not add one more to the list, okay? Mercury goes retrograde on November 25th through December 15th. So you are now in what we call the pre-shadow, this shadow beast. The, oh no, it's coming. Where did that come from? Why isn't this working? So you're in this pre-shadow of 13 days of Mercury retrograde. Some astrologers and people who follow it go a little bit more than 13 days. I take it about a week, week and a half. You're feeling it. So this pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde, it's slowing down its speed of its orbit. In orbit, it's not going backwards yet, but it's slowing down. Okay. So you are feeling the past pulling at you to look at it. And it's only the pre-shadow. It's not even Mercury retrograde. Okay. And so you're going to feel this. Why? Because Mercury rules communication. It rules interaction. It rules speaking. It rules engagement with other people. So your communication, tech devices, travel plans make it a little wonky because it's Mercury retrograde. It's known for kind of causing disruption with all that. But there's no need to stress about it. Because if you know what can happen, which is what tonight was, you know what energy wave you're going into the new year, you know what could happen into the new year, you know what can happen in through December, then you can get through it without too many problems. And who knows, maybe it's going to bring you some good news and good things your way too, right? Because when I love retrogrades. It's like, okay, slow down, reassess what I got, rearrange the pattern of what I have, and then start again. It's going retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is related to all things like long distance travel, long trips. They could get delayed. They could not get delayed. They actually could be more engaging where you have more time on this trip to sit and communicate with someone, engage with something, have conversations. Maybe, ones you've been dreaming that you need to have for a long time and you're looking back and go, I've never took that trip. And you plan it instead. So it's a planning, reorganizing time. So it's not a negative that the trip's going to not happen. You just may have to reset your plans a little. So your views also, Sag rules higher education, higher learning, philosophy, doctrines, indoctrination, right? So a lot of your evaluations of your philosophies will need to be reevaluated. You might start doubting like some of your plans maybe that you had, like that whole my dream reality, right? Pursuing new opportunities. I want you to take time to reflect on these goals and beliefs, my friends. It's okay if things don't progress exactly as you specifically hoped right now. I'm just telling you to use the Mercury retrograde and this pre-retrograde to gain clearer perspective, because it's not just Mercury, it's Pluto, it's the full moon, it's the 1111, it's the Schumann resonance, it's your chart. I mean, there is so much energy happening right now. It's really hard to get out of self-assessment, self-awareness. So remember, retrogrades are not bad. Sometimes we need to reassess where we're going before we can keep moving forward. That's all. Even if a journey gets rerouted temporarily, maybe you end up at the coolest restaurant because you had hours to wait and you never would have eaten there in your whole life. You end up where you need to be, whether it's redirected or a detour, or when Mercury goes retrograde, it resets you at a better time. Please know this. It's never to hurt you. So if I simplified this whole thing down, you are all being pushed to self-assess your beliefs and your value, and it's time for a deep dive of needed upgrades. Okay? Everybody in here, I am courage, I am love, I am truth. I know courage, I know love, I know truth. Do it all day long if you need to, if you're feeling this energy. So again, I'm going to open the door to any of these esoteric topics that are coming up for any of you. You're welcome to ask questions on any of them if they're coming up, okay? First question that came in says, what does this mean if you have an Aquarius rising? It's actually awesome. It means you're going to let go of how you've been showing up for the world, and you're going to rebirth into truth and revolution. And I don't mean like starting a revolution. I mean the revolutionary way you meant to, of showing up with technology and the future. Who you want to be is guiding the masses into something that you love being. So you're going to show up for your truth, what you need, and it's going to reawaken how you show up for the masses and or yourself within the masses. It's a really actually a great Aquarius rising because all the fixed signs, my friends, Aquarius, Leo, and Scorpio and Taurus, these are all signs that they're crisscross like this, okay, on the astrology wheel. Here's your wheel, and here they are. And they're opposite each other. And because they're opposing each other, and because Pluto's going to be there, it's either going to be in a square to one, right? Or it's going to be opposing one, or it's going to be in a square to another. So the pressure on all of them is like, can you guys all like get up and go do what I've been asking you to rebirth the planet? Don't go looking outside of yourself, just saying, be your soul's truth. Step into your hot spots and raise the frequency on them and be your badass self. That's what it's going to ask all of you. Everyone will feel it, but these signs, these fixed signs are going to get moving where they're usually more comfortable. They're your rocks, right? They don't like to move. They're very stable. They're very steady. So when they have to move, you need to get out of the way because when they move mountains. They move industries. They move visions. They move you into some sort of futuristic thing you never thought of. But they don't like to move. So when they do, get ready. And that's what I'm letting you all know. These are big signs. Okay, feel free to keep going. Any questions you want, even in, let's see. This one just said, if the birthday, if my birthday number, wait, I'm not reading this right. If the birthday number is the birthday number added together the same as your personal year number? Yes, you add every one of the birthdays. So you can add your kids' birthdays, your own birthday. Yes, that's your own birth year. So instead of putting January 2nd, 2025, you're going to put January 2nd and the year they're born. Maybe they're born last year, 2024 or 2022. And then you're going to add all those numbers up, keep adding until they become one number. That's your soul number, okay? Remember why you want to understand this is self-awareness is hard. So it requires honesty and courage of where you need to grow. So if you see your soul number, you're like, am I really living within that soul number? My soul number is an 8, friends. It is to lead. It is business. It is to create abundance. So I don't think about all that kind of stuff. So I can be here on this platform and many platforms I'm on and on stage for you. So you can go, oh, so I'm awesome. You're awesome. You just need to be aware of your awesomeness. That's what that is. Okay, so that's your soul. Your own birth year is always your soul. The personal year number that we just did, that changes clearly every year. So in 2026, that number will change again. Your birth date plus 2026, your birthday plus 2027. It'll be a different year, right? Let's see what the next one is. Let's see. Does it matter? Does it matter what we use as long as we get to know ourselves? Not at all, right? You guys, I only use astrology because I can show you your shadows and your light in several categories of your life quickly. In 4 categories, I can show you where those shadows show up fast, right? Honestly, if I were honest, I use them all myself, right? So I can double and triple check where I'm at and why I'm here and what I'm supposed to be doing. And then when I question some, I'm like, oh, I look at because most astrologers like a psychic. You can't see some of your boulders, that you don't want to look at them. So when you look at in a different, venue, you're like, oh, yes, right? So because some days, my friends, it's a heavy journey that I live, and a lot of you are too, because you're all light healers, okay? And so it's lonely at times. I mean, seeing beyond the veil and seeing each of your soul signatures struggle when I see all of you with this beauty and perfection. So all of these Enneagram, there are so many versions to do self-awareness checking. So they all count, but they all point to the same place. Y'all ready? To your soul's blueprint, to the energetic grid you came down through the universe at that specific moment in time with a snapshot of the energy frequency that you took on to master. That's it. So it doesn't matter what you use. I'm just using numerology to keep it simple tonight because I wanted to prep you for 2025. Someone said, is this retrograde good or bad? As I just said earlier, Funny question, right? Because I personally think they're all good. To slow your booties down, and take a breath. I am pretty wired tight. I'm a pretty multitasker, so I just do a lot. And when Mercury retrograde slows down, I'm kind of like, do I like it sometimes? No, a couple of the last ones kicked my butt too, but it was because I wasn't slowing down. But it's going to this one's going to open up your beliefs, your philosophies that are going to ask for a review and a reset. So a lot of philosophies, things that we believed in the past that we were told that we've been lied to. I mean, we've all been lied to. A lot of, if you don't want to agree with it, you don't have to, but you've been fucking lied to. You've been programmed. You've been in a matrix box to keep you in a rat wheel so you couldn't get out of these four walls. And the more you stick into your mind and old programs and old beliefs, I don't care what topic you give me, it's going to get shattered or you're going to be miserable until you go, oh, if I just change my belief to go, it doesn't matter as long as I'm upgrading in an open mind my beliefs that is always good to my soul's truth. That is the key to moving on into the next 2 years. The next 2 years are still going to be wonky. I mean, trust me, the next 2 years are still going to be wonky. Not like they were, but there's still going to be there's going to be some discomfort. Why? Because you've left the mind matrix, right? This mental matrix of control of you just were numbed out doing what you're told to do. And now we're all like, so we're going to an Aquarius in 8 days, and we're supposed to rebirth into freedom and truth, revolutionize ourselves into our soul. Huh, I've never been taught that. Some of us ever, aside from me, or there's so many beautiful healers out there that are doing this work. I don't care who you talk to, who you listen to. Don't be afraid of the future. Know that it's going to be wonky because it's not going to be like you've ever seen. That's the wonky part. Aquarius doesn't do anything in a box. Aquarius energy doesn't allow anything to be status quo. Aquarius energy doesn't let anything not be truth. So shit that's going to start coming out, and it will. If it wasn't true and you see and you're like, I don't believe it, just believe it because Aquarius won't let it not happen. Just let it go. And it doesn't have to be your truth. You just have to say, oh, no wonder I couldn't do this or that because it wasn't my truth and someone was telling me this was true. That's okay. As long as it's true for you, it doesn't matter what someone wants to do, believe, think, or feel. If that makes any sense. Okay? Okay. Any more questions? I mean, is this pretty basic and simple? I'm prepping you for this. Okay? That's all I'm prepping you for. This waves of energy, ride the wave. Okay? And your new year coming up, again, I will post the breakdown of your personal year meanings on the Truth Tribe wall so that you can understand where you're going. I might even post it on my social media as well for everyone to see, because I know you guys follow me on all these different channels. But the simplest answer is add your birthday up, add the birth month to 2025, add them all up, make one number, and then add that number together to become one number and go, that's what the year is that I'm walking into. Am I prepared to do that? And you're going to go, yeah, actually, I have been working on that. If anybody's on here, if you've added up your personal year, share it with me. I would love to know. Because this is interesting how we ask ourselves, am I prepared to walk into that year? What's interesting is I've never been more prepared for a 4-year ever in my life. I am so ready for things to just settle down, have a sense of simple foundation, right? Okay, but you're out. I'm being asked for the equation again. Guys, I'm just going to pull it up for you again so you can see it. Here, hold on a second. And then you can, let's see. I'll pull it up and then you guys can do if you missed the first part, I'll pull it up one more time. Here we go. Okay. So this is the Pythagoras number chart, how you work numerology, okay? And I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger for you. So again, I did it where you can look, you can calculate what a name vibrates at, what a birth date, soul date vibrates at, or your personal year vibrates at. You all saw this earlier, okay? Your year ahead for 2025 is your birthday, your birth month. If you're in Europe or other countries, they put the month first and the day second. It doesn't matter what you do. Put your birthday, your birth month, and the year we're going into, which is 2025. That's the year you're going to be having. Once you get 13, you're going to add 1 plus 3. You're going to get 24, you're going to add 2 plus 4. It doesn't matter. Add them together and create one number. That is your 2025 year, my friends. And that 2025 year is right here, and how it's going to give you the wave of frequency that your energetic blueprint will walk into, which is why I say, once you walk into this new year, my friends, what's going to happen? And I want you to be prepared for it. What's going to happen is it's going to ask you for that attention. And then if you know your hot spots and you're so busy because the hot spot is making you feel insecure because your shadow base is telling you're not enough and you need to make more money, you got to get a job and da 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 da, and you're over here supposed to be healing your body, you're in the wrong frequency. That's why it's giving you time to do that. So we have to look at this and know what you're walking into. Okay? That is so crucial right now. Okay. All right. So does that make sense to everybody? You're just going to add your year, your month, and 2025. And again, I will post that on my social media and the Facebook wall so that you all can see where you're going into, and then match up your hotspot houses on your personal birth chart, which is your Saturn, your North Node, your Chiron, and your Moon. Wherever those houses are in your birth chart, highlight them and go look at the wheel that matches and say, oh, this house means this. Ooh, yeah, I need to up my game in those shadowy areas because this year is going to be a year for me to do this. And when you do this, you start building a plan of confidence of walking forward. And I don't give a shit how wonky it is out there. I don't give a shit how many people are telling you how horrible it is and the world's going to die and we're going to crash and crumble. Oh, no, it's better now. No, it's going to be better now. No president, no person, nobody is going to save you, my friends. That's what I said on Wednesday. And I'm going to say it again. Nobody's going to save you. The frequencies of this planet are exactly the way they are, and they're showing up with what happened on the timeline of the presidency when you're all like, oh my God, this happened. No, 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 no. That was an Aquarian timeline, quantum energetic jump. Had nothing to do. That was just a visual imprint of the masses stepping up and go, we're going to take care of each other. Oh, Aquarius rules humanitarian and collective consciousness. Future, the space, science, big picture. That's what happened. And that's what's going to keep happening because we're not going backwards. Is it going to be wonky? Yes, not wonky negative, but uncomfortable wonky. We just work through it. Okay? Okay. No more questions? That was so easy to figure out. You know your birth year. You know what you're walking into, your personal year. And again, it's not a negative. It's exciting. Okay? So remember, my friends, Truth Tribe is always free. So share this after I share it to the group, to friends. Explain this. Go rewatch this. Pull the chart up. Prepare for your future. Right? Because if you have to stop thinking that something is wrong with you and just start being you. Remember, if you don't have your hotspot chart, you don't know how to look at the hotspots on your birth chart in Instagram or Facebook, just comment or DM ZBook, all one word. I'll send you the link. And again, remember always, if you're listening to this after the live session, it will be replayed on YouTube or Spotify. The links are always in the notes below, always. If not, to get updated and alerted on Truth Tribe, so you're never missing a session live and you can ask all the questions you want, just go to my website, ideserveitnow.com, or any of my social medias, tap on the link, sign up for free Truth Tribe, and we'll send you a reminder every day. All right, Z-Book, Z-B-O-O-K, the letter Z like zodiac, and B-O-O-K, so Z-Book, one word. So Donna, I will send, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna type it in for you right now. How about that? That way it's easier for you guys to tap into that. Let me pull it up. I'll dump it into the chat. There you go. There you go. There you go. I put the link right into the chat, so all you got to do is use the ZBook login, or again on my social media. If you don't follow me on social media, I post a ton of small stuff about all of this every day, something to think about. And I'm really, really committed in the next year, now that things have settled down in my life and my assistant is like a rock star on steroids. She's amazing. I'm really committed to helping everyone starting to understand the simplicity of moving forward in this lifetime. It is literally, Aquarius is saying, Aquarius rules astrology, okay? It's not about, astrology is astronomy. It's about science. It's the math. I do less math and I do more self-observation, self-understanding. Because once we know ourselves, guys, everything feels so much better. It's so much easier. Do you still have challenges? Are you still going to get frustrated with life? Of course, it just won't be as impactful because you will, it's not who I am. That sucked, but get back on path, you know? So you guys are going to be amazing. Remember the waves of energies, multiple things happening right now. It is not negative. They're trying to get you to look here. And once you do, you got this. If you have any questions, you have any comments, you're not sure, remember on the Facebook wall, Truth Tribe with Daune Thompson. It's free. Just log in there. On the Facebook wall is, I'll go post the picture I posted tonight on the screen so you guys can save it, download, and do all your calculations for all your family and all your friends for what their personal year is going to be. Okay. If you have any questions, just put them in the Facebook wall and I will answer them there. I'll bring them into the next Truth Tribe. Okay. Thank you all for joining me. I love you. You guys have an amazing night. Brightest blessings. I'll see you next week. Take care.